Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we are back with another brand new video. Today's video, we are finally back in action after a beautiful Saturday which led to a truly beautiful Sunday all the way through a beautiful Monday and Tuesday. I've been sitting back right here with the feet up there and the ears out to here, listening to every moan, groan, greet and excuse that has been spat out after the Old Firm victory at the weekend. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me and thee to reset and refocus, because we're on another European adventure, the Mora. And yes, they may not be a European juggernaut name like we've had in previous campaigns, but let's show a wee bit of respect to the opposition then, shall we? Because it's a much tougher test, the Mora, than it was at the weekend, because the team we're facing, the Mora, actually get shots on target. Oh, I'm still enjoying myself, but before we go any further on with the European preview, I just want to say thank you so much for all the support in the last video. And hell, if you are new around here and if you do enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can hit that button right down there. It's free, it doesn't cost you a penny, and it just helps us on our way to hopefully one day reaching 55k. Now, speaking of on our way, we are off to Belgium tomorrow, so let's dive in to the video then, shall we? And as always, we're going to start off with the oppositional preview and have a wee look at Standard Liege. And coming into this game versus Rangers, Standard actually currently sit joint third in the Belgian league, having a pretty strong start to the season, having only lost one game all season long, and in their most recent game they actually managed to snatch a 1-1 draw with Club Brugge, who obviously won the league last season and currently sit top now. And I used the word snatch there because it took a 94th minute penalty, basically the last kick of the ball, to get a share of the spoils for Club Brugge. But despite the last kick of the ball style penalty to get a point from the game, it's got to be said the point was deserved, because Standard wasn't scared at Club Brugge. If you actually look into the game, they matched them in every single aspect and battled with them. So I'd actually say a point between the both sides was actually well deserved. And that never say die attitude from Standard has been present all season long. I mean, if you look at it, they've played 12 games in all competitions. They've scored 9 goals after the 75th minute marker in those 12 games, showing that it's never ever over. Whether they're behind or if it's drawn, they've usually got a late goal in them. So that basically means in the Mora's game, the nippy bum time, if it's close, it's going to be even worse with this lot, because they specialise in late goals. Now, something that you've probably heard a lot about and read a lot about ahead of this game tomorrow is the 5 Standard players that's going to be missing this game due to the virus. That's what's been hyped up all the shop. But if you actually just take a step into that and look beyond the clickbait, only one true first team player is going to be missing, and I would only stretch as far to say there's only one first team player in there that would be necessarily a danger man versus Rangers, and that's young Raskin, who is only 19 years old. He is a midfielder, but he's got 1 goal, 3 assists to his name in just 9 games so far this season. But he is officially ruled out. The rest of the names that's been put there, couple games here, couple games there, just been overhyped because it is what it is. Only one player is missing, so I wouldn't be getting lost too much in that hype train of 5 players being missing from Standard. The majority of their first team is fully fit and able to play versus us, Zamora. So now that we've got that out of the way, how does this team actually set up then, shall we? Again, they're going to have 10 of their 11 best players, in my opinion, on the park, with only young Raskin not involved. So how do they set up? Well, they love a wee cheeky 4-3-3. Truly, they love a 4-3-3. And it's no wonder that they very rarely ever change from the 4-3-3, because it fits them down to an absolute T. A wee bit of possession in the middle of the park, wee touches here, sort of suckers the team into putting pressure on them. Then they just hit long balls in behind the fullbacks to exploit what they have in abundance, and that's incredible pace from out wide in the leading line. Ridiculous pace there, and that's a problem every single time an opposition plays against them. They'll get suckered in. Sometimes I'm like, they're suckering you in, so they hit that long ball, but they go ahead and do it. It's very difficult to stop, and whether the wingers are getting it wide and scoring themselves, or something that they are also very good at, by the way, is using their technique and directness to get the ball, run into the box, and then fall over and win penalties. Honestly, the Rangers penalty patter gets put to shame with this lot, because their penalty numbers are terrifying, ladies and gentlemen. They literally specialise and getting penalties. I guess you could say they love getting penalties almost as much as they love the 4-3-3. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the oppositional preview right frickin' there. Yes, they aren't as big as a name as Feyenoord or Porto or any of that, but this is a team that's in the same competition at the same stage as us for the same reason. They are a good footballing side. And yes, I know there's been a lot made of the players that's missing for the game, but 95% of that is utter clickbait nonsense. 95% of their first team will be available to play against us Zamora, and they're coming into this game full of confidence, having only lost once all season long. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they go at Rangers and how the Rangers defence try to slow down this incredibly fast attack for Standard. And with the oppositional preview now done and dusted, it gives me and the time and opportunity to talk about what matters most, and that is Rangers Football Club. And sort of being short and sweet with this one, we all know the script, we all know the score, we are all on cloud 55 after that weekend. But again, we need to show now that we can take a massive positive like that and keep it going and keep the wins stringing along. There's no winter break to lose our momentum. We're diving right into another game, and this is a very, very tough team that we will have to go in with the full focus on, because if we're coming in swaggering about like our shit doesn't stink, ladies and gentlemen, they will punish us. So I'm very, very excited to see how we perform in this game. Our European record speaks for itself, and a lot of credit has to go to the gaffer and coaching staff as much as the players, because they've got everything spot on so far. But aye, it's going to be interesting, because if you look at it from on paper, what we like to do with our defence, high defensive line and the fullbacks bombing forward, that right there is a Standard wet dream. That is what they hope and pray to play against, because that fits them perfectly. So I'm actually expecting a couple of changes from the Rangers perspective. I'm expecting Jacko to come back in this side and help defensively cover that right hand side, because I know I've said it numerous times in today's video, but the game will be played, fought and won out in those wing positions. So I think Glenn Kamara on one side, if you can have another game like he did on Saturday, I'm absolutely loving life. I think him and Barisic will be very busy on one side, and I think Ryan, Jack and Tavernier is going to be equally busy on the other. But you know what's really great about this Rangers team now? Whether it is going to come down the middle, whether it is going to be set pieces like Michelin last season, or if it's going to be out wide like this game, I have the utmost confidence in these players, because we've got a team now that isn't got any massive weaknesses. We're not bad at one thing or the other. The strength sort of gets spread throughout the side, and I have the utmost confidence in the fullbacks and the wingers to do the job if it is going to play out like it usually does from a Standard perspective. But speaking of the Rangers team then, shall we did get some more great news, and I know this is news some of you who watch every preview video has been waiting to hear, but Kemar Roof and Joe Aribo are back, baby. Of course, we got a little cameo from Joe Aribo at the weekend there, but again, he still came through that without any issues, and Kemar Roof is all thumbs up and ready to go. Again, I doubt we'll see him getting flung right into the deep end, but the fact that he is back over his injury, having the two players joining the squad with Zungu still to come in, is such a strong, good place to be. And this is a season on for where injuries started to really harm the squad, but it seems now we're getting strong at the right position. We've got numbers, we've got bodies, and the quality is there. And the only other sort of injury doubt that we've actually got, by the way, is of course Katic, who we all know is a long-term injury. But even the big lads coming through and working hard to be ahead of schedule, so you're looking at January time for that. But I just wanted to let you know, Joe Aribo and Kemar Roof, what you've been waiting for is finally here. They're alright. And with that being said, that's us all sort of done and dusted from the Rangers perspective. We know what's needed, and it's a perfect test versus a very good team to see if we can reset, refocus and go again against a good side. And we have that chance and opportunity tomorrow with the players in that's training with the first team. There may be a couple of options and a couple of rotations in the squad, but I'm just so excited. I'm not worried about that anymore, and that's such a fantastic place to be. If there's rotations, Zamora, I'm not saying, oh, we can't drop him. The squad's been built now, there's real quality in there, and I'm honestly just so buzzing and excited to see who's selected and how we actually getting on. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the oppositional preview. That is the Rangers preview. Now all that's left is for me and thee to give our predictions for the game tomorrow. So now you know just a little bit more about the fixture, what you're thinking and why. Whilst you guys are getting your thoughts and opinions out there, I'll give you mine very, very briefly. I'm expecting a back and forth, almost a basketball-esque style game. If you remember the Michelin game from last year where it was back and forth but we ended up pummeling them, I'd love that again. But I'm expecting goals in this game, so I'm actually going to go with Rangers 3, Standard 1. My goal scorers are going to be none other than your man Cedric Itten. I'm expecting the big man to get on the score sheet. I'm expecting a goal to once again come from the defence, but I think we're going to get a penalty, so I'm going to go with El Skipperoo. And my third and final goal scorer is going to be your man Brandon Barker. So now that we have to wrap up today's video, hopefully you've had time to fire in your thoughts and opinions about the game tomorrow. And again, thank you so much for all the support on the channel recently. It honestly is a joy to be able to sit here and talk about Rangers things way. So I'll see you tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great day, all the best, and bye-bye.